Hello students, in the previous class we have seen phasor representation of a sinusoidal waveform, right? And we have seen how to draw phasor diagrams for a sinusoidal waveforms having same frequency but different phase shift, right? Now we are going to see the phasor representation of our basic elements. They are resistor, inductor and capacitor. Okay, now let us start with resistor here, phasor representation of resistor. Okay, so what is the phasor representation of resistor? Voltage across resistor and current through resistor is what we are going to find here. Okay, we are going to find the relation between voltage and current through the particular element so that we can draw the phasors of voltage and current, right? So we are going to find the expressions for voltage first, then current according to our requirement. Then we are going to draw phasor diagrams. Okay, so first we have a circuit. This is resistive circuit. So circuit consisting of resistor is called resistive circuit. Okay, and I have applied a voltage V of t, that is AC voltage, to the resistor, and current I is flowing through that resistor. Okay, so this is what happening here. Okay, that voltage source I have applied to the circuit V of t equal to Vm sin omega t plus pi. Okay, omega is angular frequency here, frequency in radians per second, angular frequency units are radians per second, and phi is phase shift angle, units are degrees. Okay, so we have a voltage source Vm sin omega t plus pi, which can be represented with phasor representation, that is Vm, this is angle symbol, angle pi, Vm is having a angle of pi. Okay, so this is phasor representation of our voltage source. Now let us try to find the current through that resistor. So current is given by voltage by resistance. We know this so far. Okay, current is nothing but voltage by resistance. Here this phasor voltage I am representing with capital V. Okay, so current will be capital V by resistance value R. Okay, now that capital V can be replaced with Vm sin omega t plus pi by R, which is equal to Vm at angle of pi by R, which is nothing but capital V by R. So here we don't have any phase difference between voltage and current, right? So voltage is also having a phase difference of pi, as well as current is also having a phase difference of pi. Okay, so there will be no phase difference. They have phases but they don't have phase difference. Okay, let us try to draw these phasors here. Okay, so this can be written as capital I at the angle of pi. Okay, now I have drawn Vm angle of pi here, so I am going to draw Im at an angle of pi. Okay, because they are having no phase difference. Okay, so the current vector will also be on the voltage vector for resistive circuits. So I am drawing here, so the current vector will be placed on the voltage vector also. So this is our current I having same phase shift, that is pi. Okay, that is for resistive load. Okay, and here you can see for a resistive load voltage and current will be in phase. That means there is no phase difference. In phase means, so voltage phasor and current phasor are inside, are coincide. Okay, so they are in phase. That is having phase difference of 0 is nothing but in phase. If phase difference is equal to 0, they are called in phase vectors. They are in phase. Voltage and current are in phase. That is, there is no phase difference between them. Okay, so here you can see this is a resistive circuit having a voltage source V and having current I here. Okay, you can see the sinusoidal representation of voltage and current here. The blue color curve indicating voltage, whereas red color one is indicating current. But you can see the zero cutting points of both the waveforms. This is one zero cutting waveform, this is another zero cutting point, and there is no phase difference at zero cutting points because they are in phase. So this is what with respect to resistor. So for a resistor, voltage and current waveforms are in phase. Okay, remember. Now let us find one new factor, that is impedance. Okay, so far we have know that voltage by current is called resistance, but for AC circuits voltage by currents will be called as impedance. Okay, here you can see voltage by current is called Z, that is called impedance for AC circuits. Okay, impedance will vary for each and every component. For resistive circuit, impedance is R. V by I is nothing but R for resistive load. Okay, it will vary for inductive, capacitive loads. Okay, so impedance for a resistive load is resistance R. Okay, now let us see the phasor representation of inductor. Here we have a circuit consisting of an inductor L, right, and we have applied a voltage source and a current is flowing through the inductor. Okay, and then we are going to find the voltage across this inductor VL. Okay, and we are going to find the relation between VL, that is voltage across inductor, and the current through that inductor. Okay, and we are going to draw the phasors. Okay, so I am assuming I of t is current flowing through the inductor, which is given by Im sin omega t plus pi, which is being represented with capital I. Okay, so the phasor representation will be Im at angle of phi. Okay, now let us consider the voltage across an inductor. We need to find this, which is equal to VL equal to L into di by t. This is one expression you must remember. Okay, VL equal to L into di by dt, voltage across inductor. Similarly, there is another formula that you need to remember for capacitor, that is current through capacitor I equal to C into dV by dt. These two formulas should be remembered. Okay, now let us find the voltage across inductor, that is VL equal to L into d by dt. In place of I am replacing with that current through the inductor, that is Im sin omega t plus pi. Okay, if you substitute the I value, then so VL will be equal to L into di by dt of Im sin omega t plus pi. Okay, so if you do the differentiation, that will become, I am taking Im common because it is constant, so I have taken the Im common, and if you apply d by dt of sin omega t plus pi, that will become cos omega t plus pi into, for omega t it will be omega. Okay, and I am writing omega L separately and Im cos omega t plus pi. So you can also write this cos in terms of sin, that is omega L Im cos omega t plus pi can be represented with sin omega t plus pi plus 90 degrees. Okay, and this can be represented, this entire expression can be represented with phasor representation of our sinusoidal waveform, that is omega L will be same, but this Im sin omega t plus pi plus 90 degrees will be represented with e power j pi by 2 into Im at an angle of pi. Okay, so Em e power j pi by 2 will be replaced with j, it is equal to j actually. Okay, e power j pi by 2 equal to j, it can be replaced with j actually, so I am replacing it with j here, and Im at an angle of pi can be replaced with capital I. Okay, because e power j pi by 2 is j, Im at an angle of pi equal to I, so the expression for voltage across inductor will become j omega L into I. Okay, so this one. Okay, voltage across inductor can be represented with j omega L into I, and here if you observe, voltage across inductor VL is having a phase shift of 90 degrees. If you compare this expression, okay, so let me make it as equation 2, actually it is equation 2. Okay, this is not equation 2. Okay, if you compare equation 1 and equation 2, you can see that current having a phase of pi only, but here voltage across inductor is having a extra phase, that is 90 degrees, that is voltage and current are having a phase difference of 90 degrees, and you can see the voltage equation, that is plus 90 degrees, that is voltage is leading comparatively compared to current. That is equation, if you compare equation 1 and 2, the two sinusoidal waveforms having same frequency but different phase. Okay, so voltage across inductor is ahead of current by 90 degrees, voltage is ahead by current by 90 degrees. Okay, so that can be said as, in a pure inductive circuit, this is very important, in a pure inductive circuit, voltage leads current by 90 degrees, or it can also be said as current lags voltage by 90 degrees in a pure inductive circuit. Okay, so now let us draw the phasors here. So let us draw the phasors for voltage and current. So current has a phasor of equation 1, that is Im at an angle of pi. So this is the phasor for current. Okay, so I am drawing the phasor for current here, which is having a magnitude of Im at an angle of pi, right? But when it comes to voltage, VL is having a sinusoidal phasor having a phase shift of pi plus 90. So Im is having a phase shift of pi, but VL is having additional 90 degrees phase shift, that is it is 90 degrees away from our IM and it is leading. Plus means it is ahead of current, that is ahead will be to the left of this curve and lagging will be to the right of this curve. Okay, this is lagging, that is whenever omega t minus pi is called lagging and omega t plus is called leading. Okay, so our voltage across inductor is having plus value, so that must come to the left of this current wheel. Okay, current phasor. Now I am going to draw the current voltage vector that is 90 degrees away from our current. So if you observe this is our voltage across inductor having a 90 degrees from our current waveform. This is 90 degrees. Okay, so the entire waveform will be, the entire voltage will be having a angle of 90 plus pi from reference phasor. So from this reference phasor it is having a 90 plus pi, but from current waveform it is having a phase shift of 90 degrees. Okay, so this is phasor representation of inductor. This is inductor current and this is inductor voltage. Okay, they are phase shifted by 90 degrees. Now let us see the impedance of inductive circuit. Okay, so here impedance is nothing but voltage by current. So if we substitute voltage across inductor in place of voltage, that will be j omega into I by current I. So this current will get cancelled. Then what is the impedance of an inductive circuit? That is j omega L, and units for impedance are ohms only. Okay, so impedance of inductive circuit is j omega L, and here omega L is called inductive reactance. This is one more factor you must remember. Omega L is called inductive reactance XL. Inductive reactance. Inductive reactance, where omega equal to 2 pi f. You already know this. Okay, and Z equal to impedance, which is j omega L for inductive circuit, and omega L is called inductive reactance, that is called XL for inductive circuit. Okay, now let us proceed for phasor representation of capacitor. So let us proceed with this. So here we have a capacitor C and we have applied a sinusoidal voltage and there is a current IC of t flowing through the capacitor. Now we know that voltage across capacitor we have applied is Vm sin omega t plus phi. Let us take it as equation 1. Now we know that current through the capacitor, that is capacitor current IC equal to C into dV by dt. Okay, in place of V I am going to substitute equation 1. So I will get IC equal to C into d by dt of V. In place of V I am replacing with Vm sin omega t plus pi. So if you do the mathematics, that will come with C into Vm will be taken common outside, that will be d by dt of sin omega t plus pi will be cos omega t plus pi into omega. So I am taking omega as omega to the outside. Omega C into Vm cos omega t plus pi is the current through the capacitor now. So here cos omega t plus pi can be replaced with sin omega t plus pi plus 90 degrees. Okay, so here we are getting the current having a 90 degree phase shift ahead of voltage. So I can conclude it with, in a pure capacitive circuit, current lead voltage by 90 degrees. Yes or no? Because we are getting 90 degrees phase shift here. So I can say in a pure capacitive circuit. This is important. Why I am mentioning pure means, so there will be a combination of resistance and capacitive circuits. They are not called pure, they are called practical. Okay, that's why the circuits having only capacitor are called pure capacitive circuits. Okay, so here for a pure capacitive circuit, current leads voltage by 90 degrees. That is, for a pure inductive circuit, current was lagging by voltage by 90 degrees, but for a pure capacitive circuits, current is leading the voltage by 90 degrees. That means, so if I draw the phasor for voltage, which is having Vm sin omega t plus phi, that will be like this. This is Vm having the phase of pi. So current will be 90 degrees away from this voltage phasor in a leading format. That is, current will lead this voltage. Leading means to the left of this vector. So this is leading, that is current through capacitor. This is current through capacitor IC, leading the voltage by 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees angle. Okay, so after 90 degrees only, after 90 degrees of current, after 90 degrees from current, voltage will be coming. That is, first current is moving to the left to the anticlockwise direction, then after 90 degrees our voltage across capacitor is following it. So the phase difference is 90 degrees between voltage and current is leading by 90 degrees in a capacitive circuit. Okay, so this is important. Or it can be said, it can also be said voltage lags current by 90 degrees. Okay, so now let us proceed with the procedure, and we need to find the impedance, right? Okay, so here this equation IC can be written as in a phasor form, that is omega c into e power j pi by 2. So why I am mentioning this pi by 2 is here we are having 90 degrees, right? 90 degrees is nothing but pi by 2. So e power j pi by 2 Vm at an angle of pi. So here e power j pi by 2 can be replaced with j operator. So this is j operator, this can be replaced with j operator, and Vm at an angle of pi can be represented with capital V. So we are going to get the current through capacitor as IC equal to j omega c into V. Okay, current through the capacitor is j into omega c into V. Here we need to understand that, so IC equal to j omega c into V. So here I am mentioning one new factor, that is capacitive reactance XC, which is given by 1 by omega c. So in place of 1 by omega c I am replacing with XC, that will become IC equal to j V by XC, and if you shift j operator from numerator to denominator, okay, so that will become minus j. Okay, if you shift j operator from numerator to denominator, it will become minus j, or if you shift it from denominator to numerator also, it will be having a negative sign. Okay, that means if I have a 1 by j, if I want to shift this to numerator, that will come with minus j. Okay, it will get some negative factor when we shift from numerator to denominator or vice versa. Okay, now we have a one factor, that is XC, that is called capacitive reactance, which is given by 1 by omega c. Okay, so capacitive reactance for a capacitor is called 1 XC, it is given by 1 by omega c. Now let us see impedance for this capacitive circuit, which equal to Z equal to V by I is called impedance for AC circuits. Okay, so Z equal to V by I is called impedance. So in place of I am going to replace it with this expression. So I am replacing with I with j omega c into V. So V get cancels, and we are going to left with 1 by j omega c, which equal to j equal to 1 by j omega c ohms, or it can also be written as j equal to minus j into XC, because 1 by omega c can be replaced with XC, right? So j equal to 1 by j omega c can be replaced with minus j XC, because 1 by omega c is called XC, and I am shifting the j operator to numerator, that will come with minus sign. So the impedance of capacitive circuit will be minus j into XC. Similarly, the impedance of inductive circuit can also be written in the form of XL, that is Z equal to J into XL, because omega L is called inductive reactance, that is omega L. Okay, so Z equal to JXL in case of inductor, and Z equal to minus JXC in case of capacitive network. Okay, so you will understand this concept when we proceed further. Okay, so this is about phasor representation of RLC components. So for resistive components, the voltage, current, phasors are in phase. So for resistive components, the phasor of voltage and currents I am mentioning here. So they are having Vm at an angle of pi, and current is also having Vm at an angle of pi. But for inductive circuit, voltage is leading, that is it is having Vm at an angle of pi plus 90, it is having 90 degrees angle, which is leading then current, that is Im at an angle of pi. Okay, so here voltage is leading with respect to current by angle of 90 degrees. So in case of capacitor, what is happening? For capacitor, it is having Im at an angle of pi plus 90 degrees, that is current is leading the voltage having the phasor of Vm by pi. Okay, so these are the things, that is, so we can draw the phasors here. So if it is Vm, okay, having a pi phasor with respect to reference phasor, so Im will be in phase with our voltage. But in case of inductor, here if we have a reference phasor as like this, okay, and let us consider Im is like this, Im at a phase angle of pi with respect to reference phasor, but the voltage is having 90 degrees leading characteristic. So this will be our Vm, which is 90 degrees away from current and 90 plus pi away from reference frame. Okay, so similarly let us see the capacitor here. So here capacitor is having a voltage phasor as Vm at an angle of phi, but current is leading the voltage by 90 degrees. So this is capacitive current at an angle of 90 degrees from voltage and 90 from pi from reference phasor. Okay, so I can say that here for inductor current lagging voltage by 90 degrees, for capacitor current leads voltage by 90 degrees, but in case of resistor current and voltage are in phase. In phase means there is no phase difference, 0 degree phase difference. So this is about phasor representation of basic elements, resistor, inductor and capacitor. Okay, thank you.